Hello, y'all. Okay, so I'm back. It's been a while. A bunch of shit has happened. But that's okay. So ain't no going backwards. Wouldn't if we could. However, Happy New Year. It is 2024. The last time I was on here was 2023. Yahoo. Shuffling these cards, and again, just everything in my life leading up to shuffling these cards. Can you see this? Can everybody see this? Look at this. 3 nails, perfectly fine. These two are messed up. Where's the camera? You get what I'm saying. Look in this hand. All 3. These 2 messed up. Palindromes, right? Numbers that are the same front and back. Those could be significant right now. I know I keep seeing them. 191, 707, 272. Just things that repeat. Like, again, look at the hands, right? 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 1. Flip it around, it's the same exact number. Palindromes, okay? And basically what that is a situation where free will is indicated, because no matter which way you choose to go about the situation, the outcome will be the same. And that's not meant to be discouraging in any way. What I'm saying is, let's just pretend that, your goal was to graduate, okay? Well, there's 2 ways to get to that one destination. Whichever way you choose, it's going to have its ups and downs, you know what I mean? Everything has its pros and cons. But as long as you keep pushing and you keep headed towards your direction, it doesn't matter which way you take to get there, you're going to get there. Apply that to any situation. If you want something, if that something is for you and you have dedicated yourself to achieving that, then at this moment, if this is making sense to you, basically don't worry so much about how you get to it, or is this the right way to it, or is that the better way. You're gonna get there, and whichever way that you choose is the way that you're meant to go. Like this, what this situation is, you hear it in tarot all the time, like, oh, this situation's meant to test you, kind of, but not in the way that you think. It's not a pass or fail, it's which way would you go. If you've ever taken those quizzes online where it says, hey, pick a path, through the woods or through the castle gate, you know what I mean? It's however you want to do it, and that's the point. It's not so much the point that you get there, even though that is the point, but it's more the point of how you choose to go about getting there. It's more about how you choose to go about achieving what it is that you want. So if that makes sense to anybody, because that's just what I've been getting all morning. So there that is. Okay, so for the moon cards, what are we manifesting? Okay, so for some of you, you're trying to figure out how to forgive someone, or breathe through the tension and forgive is what these are saying. I have feelings about that because depending on what people have done to us, for me anyway, it could mean the difference between a no and a hell no. I'm kidding. But yeah, whatever this is, and maybe that's what could be tripping you guys up, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you forgive this person, it doesn't matter whatever it is. There's something that this person, doesn't have to be a person, could be a situation, whatever it is, it's wanting you to forgive the wrong that has been done to you, and by no means does that make it right, but forgive it in the sense that we've all fucked up, right? We've all done things where we look back on it, it's like, yeesh, I am beyond ashamed of myself and everything about me. But whatever this is, it's like, whatever someone has done to you, whatever a situation has done that is requiring any type of forgiveness on your part, breathe through the parts of it that are not okay. So if you're trying to work on forgiving somebody and they're just not getting it, forgive them for what they do not know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the hardest apologies to give, is when the person doesn't understand what they don't get it. And it's, you know what I mean? It's a big thing to forgive. So kudos to those out there who have found themselves willing to forgive. But what it seems like the problem is, it's like, yes, I am taking this huge step to forgive you for this egregiousness. But at the same time, it's infuriating, because it's like, not only do you not understand what you've done wrong, not only do you not understand the ramifications of it, you don't understand to the point where you can't appreciate how much it's taking out of me to forgive you for this. It's like they don't get it. They just don't get it. And that's what it's telling you. Just breathe through it, and walk away from the situation. If you can see this, it's almost like Okay, so that's like right at the ocean, right? Pisces. But if you look at this other card, there's water flowing into this situation. It's coming from another source. You're not done yet. Something was a detour. Something was meant for you to experience it, because for some of you, and I've got 2 water signs up here, Pisces and Scorpio. If you have Pisces and Scorpio placements in your chart, you have a very deep reservoir of emotions. And it seems like you're dealing with someone very surface level. You know, fish swim in the deep ocean. Scorpions stick to the shallows. They stick to land. You know what I'm saying? So yes, these 2, Scorpio and Pisces, are, you know, in the zodiac, some of the most compatible soulmates. So maybe there was a situation that really felt like it was for you, right? A person that really felt like they were for you. You were compatible, but they were nowhere near as deep as you were, or vice versa, or something like that. It was off. You know, someone is built for the bottom of the ocean. Someone's built to swim the Mariana Trench, and someone over here can't even hold their breath. You see, it's just, it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta just forgive and move on. Some things are not meant for us, no matter how good they feel in the moment. Some people are not meant for us, no matter how good they feel when we're with them. And it with these 2 emotions, it's asking you to stabilize yourself, right? Breathe through the tension. It's asking you to carry on with it. Carry on with it, because this water, yeah, maybe at one point it comes out here at this beautiful beach and we hate to turn our back and walk away from it, because this is just, you know, it was just so beautiful. It gave so much peace while it was there. But this is not the be-all, end-all. And there's still another source of water that's asking you to follow it. So forgive whatever this... Why isn't the camera focusing? Stop doing that. Forgive whatever this did, and forgive whatever it didn't do, is kind of what I want to say about that. That's what the moon is saying. So if anybody's out there in their feelings, you know, forgive what happened, but also forgive what didn't happen. Because I think for a lot of people, there was a lot of hope. There was a lot of expectation. This looked like it was going to be it, and it wasn't. It wasn't. You know? So just forgive what they did. Forgive what they didn't. Forgive what it was. Forgive what it wasn't. Forgive, you know, just any expectation that was not met. Forget. Why are you doing this, camera? I don't know why it's not focusing. Whatever. I don't care. You can hear my voice. Anyway, so that's what that's saying. Thank you. Stay there. Anyway, right? Forgive. Breathe through the tension. Anyway. Alrighty. So before I get these, the dice make it a little bit more clear. Alright, so we're supposed to be forgiving something. We're breathing through the tension. We're getting on with it. It could have been a third-party situation. This could be something playing out in March. It could have been last March. This could have been 3 weeks ago, 3 days ago, 3 months ago, etc., right? This is Neptune. So again, a lot of water and a lot of Sagittarius. So there's a lot of just water and fire. Sagittarius, I do have that sign out here. Like I said, I have Pisces and Scorpio. Sagittarius is here. Neptune, so Cancer as well. But it's a lot of water and fire. And yes, you know, when those 2 things come together, it's like a hot bath when it's right? But when it's not, it doesn't, you know, too much fire and it evaporates the water. Too much water, it extinguishes the fire. So again, this is just a situation that it wasn't meant to be, at least for long. So it's kind of like, forgive all of the unmet expectations and try to appreciate it for what it was. And just really shine, because the other things I have on here is the number 1, which is the self. I have the sun, and I have Leo. So don't let this dampen you. Don't let this bring you low in any way. Feel it. Acknowledge that you felt it. And let it go. That happened. I'm still here. And I'm going to keep going. And all of the rest of it, you know, just try to let it fall off of you. Again, with the Scorpion here, exoskeleton, shedding a skin, you know, leaving a part of yourself behind so that you can grow moving forward. Let's see. It just, It's really giving a situation that's not easy to forgive, but the forgiveness is necessary. This could have something to do with like a really close friend, or if you were together with someone, it could have felt like best friends, because it's really making me think of that movie, Just Friends. Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. If you don't know that movie, please go watch it. What the hell are you doing with your life? Anyway, let's go. For whom it may concern. This is a collective reading, by the way, so this is for everybody. But again, for those of you interested, the signs that I currently have are Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Scorpio. So you could have either one of those in your chart, or you could be dealing with those. So right now, it's like, yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, it's not a huge gain. But if we think of Pentacles as experience, every gain is a huge gain. See what I'm saying? No matter how small it might seem in the material world. So let's just say that, you know, you got out of a relationship and you had all these plans and everything, like financially, this is going to do it. This is going to let me go here. This is going to, ease up these bills for me, and I'll be able to pick this up. That didn't happen. For the ones that I'm talking to, it didn't pan out that way, but you still got something out of it, right? This could have been a detour, right? It didn't actually put you any closer to your journey, but you saw something from it. You gained something from it, whether it's wisdom or just, for the time that this was there, it was really just rainbows and everything, because Scorpio and Pisces, that's like dream compatibility. So what this lacked in longevity, it more than made up for in happiness and good feelings, and like, again, like a warm bath, like it was nice. And so for it to, what's on the bottom of here? The sun, for it to be exposed the way that it was, so completely and totally, it washed away this rainbow. It washed away, it shattered any illusion. Now I'm thinking of that Stevie Wonder song. Did she shatter your illusion of love? I can't sing it all, but that's Gold Dust Woman. Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? And that's what this is asking you. It's pick up the pieces. It didn't, with the Page of Pentacles right here, not a lot was lost. With the Page of Cups, this is more, again, with the disillusionment. It's like the innocence being wiped away, reality setting in. So just forgive it in the fact that even though, you're something that comes from the deep water, like this fish, your time spent on land or in this situation with someone who couldn't quite match your depths, it was still beautiful. And it absolutely did work, earth and water. But how long does a sandcastle last, right? As beautiful as it is, as fun as it was to build all this up, it wasn't going to last. So forgive it in the sense that, you received not what you gave, but I feel like from this person, you received as much as they could give. And even though that paled in comparison to what you're used to giving, forgive it in the sense that they did what they could, even if they failed you catastrophically, is what these cards are saying. That is, it's just what we got. We also got the Queen of Swords. A lot of page energy. So again, this was, I don't know if maybe this could have been something when you guys were younger. Maybe this was something that was just starting out. Maybe this was something where just the two of you really like connected on like a playful level. Right? Something like that. It didn't have to be so serious. And for both of you, I feel like that was a relief, because, who doesn't want to hop in the DeLorean and go back to 93 and play house or play outside or play Pirates or play Super Mario World? You know what I mean? Like, you look outside, everything's on fucking fire. Who wouldn't want to go back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when it was just fun and we just enjoyed each other's company? That's the hard thing about this, because I feel like for whoever I'm speaking to, whether this was a person or a situation, that's what it felt like. It was like a blast from the past, in the sense that, it's not all gloom and doom. There's happiness here. But again, a lot of page energy. We've seen the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords. We saw the Page of Cups a minute ago. It was never that deep, at least not for the person or the situation that, you're being asked to forgive. It was deep for you because you're used to being deep. It was deep for this person because they weren't used to being deep. So if you're not used to depth and all of a sudden you find yourself in chest deep water, it could cause some alarm because you're out of your element. Then again, if you're used to swimming the Mariana Trench, chest deep water is nothing. So it was very much a mismatch of depth, I think, in this. Not compatibility, not love, not happiness, not in the sense of, how much you enjoyed this or this person. It just, energetically, you're on a whole different level than they were. And it's asking you to forgive them for, all the things that they aren't yet. I feel like you might have blocked this person. Some of you could even have some other options. Like, yeah, it's like, forgive and look elsewhere. You know what I mean? Forgive this situation and go find yours. But it also talks about healing with the star over here. Breathe through the tension. Heal. Just understand that this is not everything there is. This was never meant to be the end-all, be-all. And for a lot of you, I know you've gone cold with the Queen of Swords here. It's kind of just looking at just the facts. And it's also realizing, though, since you've blocked them, how they never matched you. You were never going to get the Four of Wands with this. And again, if you look at these two cards, it's like, you were looking for a truth that was deeper than what this person was able to go. It's not that they didn't have those feelings for you. It's not that you love them more. It's just you had more than they had to give. But they gave what they could, and that is what it is. The Four of Wands is also completion. So with the Queen of Swords, it's like, yes, having it almost looks like the authority figure. It's like, hey, take a look at this one last time, like admire it one last time, admire it for what it is, appreciate it for, all the things it might have done, but unless it's in more capable hands like the Queen, this sword isn't going to do anything but be something to admire. And then that's kind of what I feel like happened here. There was a situation or a person, like I said, where they valued you because they admired you, but they didn't really know what to do with you. And that's, a sword is a sword, and it's, how do I want to put this? In the right hands, it can be an unstoppable weapon, but in the wrong hands, it can be a liability and people can get hurt. And I feel like that's what happened here. You were dealing with someone that was not experienced to handle you. And as a result, I feel like both people got hurt. But either way, it's done. It's completion. You crossed the finish line. So it's basically just talking about the residual of letting it go. Letting go of something that disappointed you when it came to the expectations you had for it. It's almost like you thought somebody was ready and they weren't. And it's like I don't want to say you're not mad, because definitely the Queen of Swords, it's not that you aren't mad at this person. It just really is that thing where it's like it's more like you're disappointed. Yeah. Again, with the illusions being wiped away, it seemed on the surface that everything was fine, but in reality, it was never what it seemed. And now there is the Nine of Swords energy here. We got the Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups. So it's like disillusionment and regret and just not wanting to listen to this person anymore. It's like, I forget the reconciliation with the Three of Cups, right? I don't even want to hear you. I don't want to see you. And the reason is because, behind this rainbow and all these things, there was a lot of things that this person was keeping below the surface. There was some type of truth here that keeps this person stuck. They aren't willing to move past it. You were. But this person is not willing to put that final sword in whatever it is that's keeping them where they are. And that just prolongs the suffering of it. It's like, this person is going to hurt or disappoint whoever they come across, because whatever it is, whatever their truth is, that it's not even that deep is the thing. This is not some earth-shattering truth with the Page of Swords, but they won't let go of it. They won't open up about it, and it just smacks of immaturity. So you might have been dealing with someone who, emotionally wise, or just, in general, was intellectually immature. And that's frustrating for people who are intellectually mature. It's like, come on, why are you taking so long? And again, it's like, I think the only thing that came from this person was never going to let go of it. They're stuck where they're at, and that's not for anyone else to do. You know what I mean? We can only move ourselves. It's not for another person to get us unstuck. And it's like the only thing, there was nothing about this situation or about this person's either explanation or whatever it was. There's nothing about this that's acceptable to you at this point or was acceptable. So the only option was to walk away. Try to forgive is what that, because like the 8 of Cups right here, that cup that it's offering, you know, maybe you tried with this person. Maybe you gave them multiple times to explain themselves or explain the situation, or maybe you gave the situation multiple tries. But in the end, the only acceptable thing for you to do was to walk away from it. I feel like at one point it was really cold because, you know, 8 cups, 8 swords, that's like no explanation. It's just walking away. It's not that the person in the 8 of swords couldn't explain themselves or that they couldn't get out of their predicament. It's that they wouldn't. And whatever it is that, you know, has them in that state of mind that, no, for whatever reason, I won't move from this, or I won't open up about this. It's like, okay, then you know what? We're at an impasse. 8 swords, 8 cups. I gotta go. And I'm gonna leave you to it. There's something here about like with the 7 of swords and the 4 of cups, it's like an inadequate explanation. So maybe what this person, if this was an apology, it wasn't enough. If this was an explanation, it wasn't enough. If this was, you know, some type of offering from a situation, it's not enough. And instead of, you know, arguing and snapping and whatever, I'm going to be the Queen of Swords. I'm going to keep quiet. I'm going to breathe through the tension. I'm going to forgive what I can forgive, and I'm going to walk away from the rest of it, is the energy that is here. Yeah, because with the Queen of Swords, look, and the Hangman and the 6 of Swords. Okay, so 7 of Swords again. Yeah, there's nothing more you could do. Yes, the Queen of Swords can cut the Hangman down, but for what? He isn't being honest. So you know something? Sit there. Sit there in your delusion. Sit there in your stubborn ass energy, because that's what this is. It's the jig is up, the game is up, whatever the situation is, whatever is going on with this person, it's known. And this person, it's like they just won't cop to it. You know what I mean? It's like it's a little kid with like cookies and chocolate all over their mouth. But no, I didn't never touch a cookie. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, like I said, this is known. This person thinks they're hiding something. This person thinks they're hiding that like last piece that would just destroy everything if people know about it. But people already know about it, and they're looking at this person like the liar that they are, or they're looking at it's being seen, whatever this is, it's being seen that you're like, okay, I tried to work with you, I tried to reason with you, I tried. In the broadest sense, I tried. But this is where you insist on staying. It's causing me pain. I'm not willing to sit in that anymore. I've shown you the way out. It's like this is someone knowing what they're supposed to do, what they need to do, and they're still just refusing to do it. And they think that they're hiding something. They think that they're keeping their secret, or they think that they're saving face. But it's their refusal to see this for what it is that's causing you and other people to see them for what they are. Because of their lack of willingness to tell the truth, or to be upfront, or to just come clean, or just open up, whatever this is that they're holding so close to them that's not even that bad. It's like a childish mentality that they have, and they just won't come out with it. They won't be honest. They won't realize what they've done. This is someone that continues to miss the point, and it's being seen. Like, people are seeing them. The harder that they hold on to this, the more clear it becomes to everyone else what the problem is or what the situation is. Yeah, and with the Chariot, keep moving, because this isn't for you. Look, I have another page here. I've got 3 pages on the table. Page of Cups. This is an apology. Again, that's not enough. This is a show of emotion. That's not enough. This is some type of compensation that does not cover the damage done. And it's forcing you to have to look elsewhere. The thing is, this situation, and again with the palindrome, right? Same frontwards and forward. I feel like whoever you're dealing with, the situation is the same for both of you. With that 8 and 8, this person is unwilling to do what they need to do to meet you at the halfway point that they need to meet you at. And you are unwilling to stay stuck with this person who's unwilling to move forward with you. So what happens? I have to go. If you insist on staying stuck, then I must insist on leaving this behind. And you are. With the Chariot and the 7 of Cups right here. If you don't give me this goddamn card. Okay, yeah. So with the Seven of Cups, it's like, hey, I got to start looking at other stuff. And for some of you, you already had things lined up. You know what I mean? And I don't mean to say that as in like another person. Like, it's never good to have like suitors waiting in the wings, but I don't get that from it. It's just, you've always had options. You were not with this person. You were not in this situation because you had to be in it. You wanted to be in it. And now that, you know, despite still wanting to be in it for some of you, that you're having to go, it's like, okay, I'm not missing a beat. I'm ready. Let's go. Whatever's next, I'm with it. And it's not that you didn't care about this. It's not that it didn't mean anything to you, but you're also not going to let it hold you hostage, right? You're not going to let this person, this relationship, this situation hold you hostage or keep you stuck. If you don't want to come with me, then I got to go. If you're not going to wake up and realize, then I have to go. If you can't understand what you've done, but you're not willing to open up and discuss it, or, you know, attempt something more than this half-ass apology, or it just, if you're not going to realize what you've done, then this is where we part ways. And I feel like that's the gist of the situation for most of you that I'm talking to, if this is making sense. And it sucks because it didn't have to be this way, right? 2 pentacles, 1 in the world and 1 up here. This was the result of somebody picking the easiest thing or the shiniest thing without thinking it through. Again, childish energy, childish reasoning, childish thinking, childish emotions. This was someone that didn't do what they were supposed to do because they thought they were going to get something shinier elsewhere. This is somebody that, you know, they were really looking at the surface level. They weren't looking at the long term. They weren't looking at the implications of what they were doing. They weren't thinking outside of that childish mindset of, oh, I want a toy. I want this. Because I want this because it makes it. There's nothing outside of what that kid wants. Like, take a kid. Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. And just letting you know how old I am. But take a kid to a toy store. What do they want? They want a toy. That's it. That's as complicated as it is. I'm a kid. I'm in a toy store. I want a toy. Why? To play with it. Because I'm a kid. It's kind of that thinking. There's no complexity here. There's nothing. Somebody was just absolutely childish in what they wanted and how they decided to go about it. Oh my god, I just messed all these cards up. So we're gonna fix it real quick. We're gonna try to. Where are you at? Okay, cool. All right, try that again. But yeah, this was just somebody that, I mean, they just, I want to say ham-handed. They were ham-handed about whatever this was. And it just, they missed the mark at every turn. Just, no. But they see you getting attention now, right? With the world, this could be what this is. It's like, you know, they didn't get away with anything. People see them for what they are. They see them for all of their failures, and this person really regrets it now. But the thing that's really driving it home for them is they see, for a lot of you, you've already found someone. 7 of Cups and a Chariot with the 4 of Wands, you've already moved on. There's someone here now. Wands, they're not always the most long-lasting of energy, but with the 4, there is a foundation there. And for those of you that have found someone else, or you're dealing with something else, the situation is a lot more attractive. The person, you know, it's just it's also very compatible, which could be adding to, you know, the breathe through the tension, because you just came from something that seemed very compatible. Just left a situation that shocked you with the ending, the world, right? You didn't see that coming, world and 7 of Swords. Sad about it afterwards, kind of stuck on it and regret a little bit for a little time at least. Again, that page energy. But it's almost one of those things, because the world can talk about time. Just try to be grateful that whatever this was that did cause pain, because it didn't live up to your expectations, just be glad that it didn't cost you as much time as it did. Be as grateful for the ending, you know, to situations like this, because once they end, your time is your own again. You're no longer wasting it on something that was never going to develop fully, you know. It's less time with something that wasn't never going to work for you, and more time with something that possibly could up here, because now I have the energy of the 6 of Wands, right? Once you step out of this with the world, okay, you step right into 6 of Wands. There's someone here, this could be a fire sign. We did say Leo, we did say Sagittarius, but it could be any of them. It doesn't have to be an actual fire sign. They could just have fire placements in their chart. But this person is very sexually attractive to you, or they're very attracted to you. They find you very attractive. Or this is simply a situation that you find more attractive. and they're very passionate about it, or you're very passionate about this new situation. But either way, the attention from this, because there's something very public about this in the middle. There's a lot of people seeing everything that's happening. For some of you, this could be a new relationship. And I don't think if it is a new relationship, you're not even focused on who might be watching this. You're not even focused on who might be seeing it. If you can see those two figures in the Four of Wands, you're just focused on being where you are and with who you're with. You're just focused on being in the moment. But there is one person outside of this that is very bothered. They feel a sense of competition. They feel jealous. They feel bothered by it, by somehow. Whether it's the attention that you guys are getting, or the attention that this is bringing to the situation, whatever it is, someone is very bothered by it. And for some of you, that's their karma, right? Like they're showing up as the King of Wands, when as before they only showed up as the pages. Everything, their emotions, the way they spoke, the way they thought, what they invested, very surface level, very minute, very childish, okay? Very childlike, minimum, bare minimum. But when it comes to their ego, they can show up as a whole king. You see? And it's funny to me because we have every page on the table. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Cups. The only one missing is the Page of Wands. So in that element, they're showing up as a king. So see, again, this is somebody. This is their ego. Their ego is way out of proportion when it comes to the rest of the aspects of their personality. This is a person that, again, they would rather save face than sparing your feelings. They would rather save face than telling the truth. They would rather save face than owning up to the part they played because of their ego. But the way that this situation has unfolded, the only thing taking center stage is their ego. And that's how they're being seen. They're being seen as a fool. They're being seen as the problem. They're being seen as bothered. They could be being seen as jealous. They're just very, very focused on what you have going on. And for the people that I'm talking to, I don't think you're focused on anything outside of what you've got going on. But this person is really, they're bothered by it. They really are. Look, Halcyon. I'm going to see what that says. I haven't used this deck in a really long time, and I need to not do that because this deck is gorgeous. So let's just move that over there. I'll just move these over there. And okay, what we got? Microcosm, sea monsters. Yeah, see this person, and that's why they're showing up as this king. I call him the bothered king. Okay, do you see that fist? It's like Arthur. I call him the bothered king, and that's how they're showing up. They're bothered because I think whatever this situation for, like if this was a relationship, it did a lot for their ego. Okay, it pleased their ego. If this was a situation, it pleased this person's ego, okay? It made them feel like they were the winner, that they had the attention on them, but everything else fell to the wayside. It was never about the emotions. It was never about, the thoughts or the feeling, any of that. It was about the exposure. It was about the attention. It was about how things looked. It was not about how they were. It was about how things looked. That's what I mean when I say that shallowness. Okay, because Pisces, Scorpio, they don't care about that. Looks are the last thing. They want to know what it is. They want to know what's in those depths. They want to know what you've got locked away in that closet behind the shelf that's locked with a padlock that no one ever goes in, okay? That's what they want to know. They're more concerned with the depth rather than the appearance. Vice versa with the person or situation you were dealing with. It was the opposite, and that's why it didn't work. But right now, this person's showing up because they know what they had. Okay, they knew. With this sea monster, they were terrified of you getting away from them. And now that you have, and someone else is seeing other people, not just this person. If you're in a relationship, if you found someone else, it's not just them. If you haven't found anybody, it's the people around you. It's the people that you work with, right? The people that see you, they see you. And you look good. You know what I mean? You bounce back. You're moving on. For a lot of you, it's like you didn't even skip a beat. And this person can't understand that because their ego told them and continues to tell them that they're everything. They're God's gift, right? So why aren't you bothered? Why aren't you bothered without them? Well, one, nobody is that special. And two, you are just as good on your own, better even for a lot of you. This person, their stats are wrong, okay? They're all the way up here on ego, all the way down here on the follow through. They're all about appearance. And you aren't. So with the Halcyon Mermaid, what does she say? We are... That's number 7. That's funny. Okay, that's funny. 7 cups, 7 with the Chariot, and 7. Okay, that's that world right here. 7 times 3 is 21. You're free. And over here, what do we have? We have 8. So again, 7 swords, 8 swords. Yeah, this person... Let me just read the mermaid. Okay. You're on the brink of a metamorphosis. Your life has become stagnant, but you have the tools to make positive changes, and now is the time to use them. You might face challenges along the way in the form of other people who are reluctant to accept your decisions, or as physical barriers that stand in your path, but be persistent. Visualize who you wish to become and do not give up until you reach your goals, right? That's what I said. Breathe through the tension. Forgive whatever this shit was, because it was never that deep, you know, and that might be the part that you have to forgive. It was never that deep for them. Forgive it for what it wasn't. Forgive it for all of the ways that it failed you. Forgive it and move on, because you have other things that you're meant to do. You have other people that you're meant to experience. You have other things that you're meant to accomplish. This person, they understood how great you were. This microcosm with the sea monsters, the gist of this card is it's like they had to keep you bottled up because they knew that in the right hands you would be an absolute force. And it reminds me of the Odyssey. I think I'm thinking of that the right one. Wherever the men, you know, Circe, the sea witch, she like kept, I think it was, I don't know. Whatever that Greek hero was, kept his men for like 7 years, and then they had to get back to the Odyssey. Well, that's what this was. You know, it was something that was very seductive. It felt fantastic, and it almost kind of distracted you from the path you were supposed to be on, or the path that you were on. Again, detour. And you were never meant to stay, but this person, they understood everything that you were, and even though they didn't reciprocate it because they didn't have the tools to reciprocate it, they wanted to keep you because they knew what you were. They knew how great you were. But you also know how great you are. And you know that you're not going to settle for something that can't even meet you halfway, right? So that's what this is letting it do. When we saw the Sun card earlier, let it melt all this away. Let it make things clear. And that's what this Chariot is saying. You're coming out of like some emotional fog about a situation that it was never what it seemed. And yeah, that can be heartbreaking, but at the same time, if it's not as serious as what it seemed, then it's easier to move away from it. And, you know, again, with that palindrome, going back to that, what do we say? It's the same, it's going to be the same outcome no matter which way you choose to take it. But when you have two different people that are dealing with, it's the same thing for both people. It's like a comet, right? Like two comets like in space, and they hit each other and it changes their trajectory, and each one is slightly different for having collided with the other one. I feel like that's what this is. For you, it was to get you back on the track you're supposed to be on, to get you out of this fog, to knock you off this detour. And for this person, it was to make it clear to them, you're never going to have something like this until you're ready to step up and give to it accordingly. I hope all that made sense. It makes sense in my mind, but sometimes I ramble when it comes out, so whatever. Look, that's good. And this flipped. I don't know if you could see it when it came out, but it flipped. Palindrome, right? Even on this card, 1001. 1001. It will be what it's supposed to be regardless, and that's for both of you. For you over here, because I feel like this is one person over here where they're needing to forgive, find something else, go towards it, and come out of this fog. You're going to be happy. This is the best possible outcome. So whatever this situation was, however much pain that this caused, disappointment, disillusionment, it was for the best, and you're going to get it, right? 7 and 10 is 3, and we do have 3 on the dice. This could be in March. There could be something happening, taking off for you in March. This could be 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days from whenever this happened, and now it's like, oh, okay, that's what I need to aim at now. And on the bottom of that, look, I can't. It really is a 1 0 10 1 0 0 1. You know what I'm talking about. Again, the palindrome, 10 and 10. It's going to be for this person. It's a blessing for you with the 10 of hearts, right? because that's fulfillment. That's that rainbow up here, okay? Because normally in the tarot, the Ten of Cups has the rainbow. But for this person, this is a lesson. This is a lesson in what is worth it to them. What's worth it to you? And they need to figure that out. And that's what this is. 10 for you, 10 for them. 1001, palindrome. This was a situation that had to happen, and it's asking you to forgive it because the situation was not solely about you. This had to do with another person or another group of people. You had to learn something. They had to learn something. You did what you're supposed to do, and you're headed towards your happiness. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't see what they were supposed to see. So now they have another, they got another go around, right? The Ten of Pentacles. They got to work for this. I've only got 2 pentacles showing up here. That means there's 8 pentacles left. What is the 8 of Pentacles? It's the card of work. It's the card of repetition. It's the card of mastering whatever needs to be mastered. And in this case, this person needs to master themselves, and they need to start with that damn ego because it is out of control for no good reason. And hopefully this situation, you picking up and walking away from them, will show them that they are not the center of all creation, okay? Yes, the King of Wands is a fire sign. It is represented by Leo, but the world does not revolve around you. That is reserved for the sun and the sun itself. Maybe the moon. But you see what I'm saying. So it's like this was you letting this person, yourself, and all these other people know, I will not stand for this. I am worth more than this. I give more than this, and I deserve to get more than this. That's what you did. You walked your talk, right? For this other person or these other people, now they know what you're worth. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for right now. I'm going to try to record a whole bunch more of these and then edit them. But collective, that's what I have for you. Nice to see y'all again. Happy New Year and all that crap. I'll see you later.